insane. Swipe that page, get in the mood. Comic-Con energy, we're bringing the food. Fan culture rise and fandoms unite. Welcome to our pod, it's gonna be tight.
You're watching Kicking It with Onrie, the live shopping show. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Kicking It with Onrie, the live shopping show. I'm your host, Onrie Compen. It's great to be here with you guys on this wonderful Tuesday evening. So while we're waiting for people to come in the room here, I guess I'll talk about some things that we got going on right now. So I just got back from PopCon Indy, which was a convention that was based in Indianapolis, and it was a really interesting experience for me because it was kind of a tough show in the sense that there wasn't a lot of people there, but I had a chance to test my new setup at the con, which was really cool, and I got to engage with some people and sell some books and do all that. But it wasn't really a Comic-Con. There was only like 3 other vendors over there. And so I was able to stock up and get some things over there for you guys, for the shows. But I wasn't even able to do that much shopping for myself. The only thing I was able to do is plug in some gaps in my John Byrne Uncanny X-Men run, which I'm now trying to put together. So yeah, we're slowly doing that. What's up, Zach? And what's up, D? We got a room filling up here. So yeah, it was kind of like a slow show. But it was a great opportunity for me to, work on the new setup, see what kinks need to be worked out and all that. So I was happy with the experience. And overall, it was just a good test of just showing how present I can be in the moment. Like, not every convention is going to go the way that you want it to go. I financially wanted to make X amount of dollars at the show, but after a certain point, I kind of knew that's not going to happen. So what do I do in this case? I just do the best that I can. And doing the best that you can means don't let the emotions get the best of you. Just engage with people. And yeah, you're going to, I got a lot of people who just walked on by. I saw so many people with vendor badges, which tells you that the show really doesn't have a huge attendance. And part of the reason why I think they didn't have a huge attendance this year is because of the weekend that it fell on. So there were 2 major country concerts happening that weekend, and then and that drove the price of parking up. So parking was like $65 for per day at the show. And then what else was there? Indy 500 was there, and then Mother's Day was on Sunday. And like Mother's Day, oh man, that was like the final nail on the coffin. Like no one's going to Comic-Con on that day. We had a small influx of people who were there for the wrestling aspect of the show. But when you have all these big events that are actually in some ways larger than Comic-Con, or larger than said Comic-Con, it kind of makes things hard. And plus, Indiana Comic-Con, which also takes place in the same convention center, is happening in the following 3 weeks. So all the dealers were probably getting ready for this show. So it was just an opportunity to go out there and test some stuff. And I did pretty good. And, I'm happy I had the opportunity to do it. But, I think having a good attitude and being able to just not stress out, working that muscle is really important because, again, I used to put so much pressure on myself when I go to these cons and say, I have to sell out of everything. I have to do this. Well, maybe that's not the right that's not the right mindset, because when you're thinking like that, you're not thinking about the impact you might be having on a customer. And sometimes just being patient with the person you're talking to can go a long way. And I really learned how to hone this skill being here with you guys. So you guys are the best teachers that I could ever ask for. So here we go. We got Kevin Davis in the house. What's up, dude? Good to see you. So I got a room kind of filling up here. Pretty cool. All right, same deal as always. And if this is your first time on Kicking It, welcome. If you spend $25 with me, by the end of the show, you're going to get to spin the wheel, and you're going to win something no matter what, whether it's 5% off your order or a free comic or some free swag. I got you covered. Now, if you spend $50 with me and you're located within the United States of America, I'm going to hook you up with free shipping, which is a real blessing these days because shipping prices just keep going up and up. But I want your business, and I want to help you build your collection, and I want you to have wonderful comics, and I want you to read wonderful comics. And the one thing I'm going to tell you guys, as a comic book creator myself, I make it a point to read as many comics as possible. I am not just a comic book creator. I am also a fan. I'm not just reselling this stuff. I'm reading it. I want to know what you guys are into. I want to tell you what's cool. It's part of the game. You got to be into it. So without further ado, let's start showing off some awesome comics. And we're going to kick it off with this really awesome book here. This was one of my favorite books from my childhood, Batman 500. And this is a really awesome cover because it's got a die-cut cover here done by Joe Quesada, who later became editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics, long-standing editor-in-chief. And this cover is amazing because it's got a foil. It's die-cut and it's foil. So we see Batman on the front, and then we see Azrael as Batman on the inside. And I really love this costume. This is also the final chapter of Nightfall, where we see what's his face? Jean Paul Valley make his final transition to becoming Batman. But could you guys imagine what it would have been like if Joe Quesada did interiors on Batman? I mean, I love this cover. And the book is awesome. The battle between Jean Paul Valley and Bane is fantastic. I mean, there are just so many great moments in this issue here. It is such a fine book. I love this. This is one of my favorite issues of Batman. I remember getting this when I was like in 5th grade. I broke my pinky. I was riding my bike to school with my buddy, and I fell off my bike and I broke my pinky, and he had to walk me to school. And I was like, ah! And then all the kids on the school bus rode past, and they watched me through the window. They were all pointing and laughing at me. I'm like, I broke my pinky. And they're all like, loser, idiot, moron. Hey, look at Onrie, he's a big wuss. And I was like, I had to go to the emergency room, and they fixed my pinky and everything. And I was like, and then they put a splint on, and I was like, and anyway, I survived. And then my mom took me to the comic shop. The same comic shop I still restock at today. Go figure. This guy's been in the business now over 30 years. Same LCS. And this just dropped. So I was like, cool. I got this, and I got Mortal Kombat 3, which just came out on the Sega Genesis. And I got to sit at home. I got to skip school and read comics and play Mortal Kombat. So that was really awesome. That was my childhood. A little peek back in my childhood. That's what I think of when I see Batman 500. Aside from the fact that it was just a really damn good book. $3 on Batman 500. And I loved Jean Paul Valley's costume, by the way. I thought it was so badass. It was so cool. What's up, Jay? How you doing, dude? Yeah, that cover is really great. All right, next up, I have Lone Wolf and Cub. I have another version of this that I'm gonna put out there. Okay, it's called Lone Wolf and Scrub, and it's got a theme for it. Okay, I am Lone Wolf and Scrub. Lone Wolf and Scrub is a book you could buy from Onrie. Oh man, that was great. Bang! I'm back, motherfuckers. Oh man, that was great. You guys like that shit? All right. Lone Wolf and Cub number 18 is going to go for just $3 today. $3? $3 for Lone Wolf and Cub? You're damn right. And this is awesome. I really love what First Comics did here. So, Lone Wolf and Cub is a Japanese comic, and it's a manga, actually. Manga. You got to call it a manga. Can't be manga because it's not a fruit. It's a vegetable, so it's manga. All right? Anyway, it came all the way from the Far East, from ancient Japan. Okay, I don't know if Japan's ancient, but ancient. I'm gonna get a little racist here. Ancient Asia. All right, and it. All right, sorry. Stop it. Stop provoking me. Stop it. Okay. Now, what's really cool about this is First Comics got the license to bring the manga of Lone Wolf and Cub to the United States, and they translated it, and then they blew it up in comic book form because a lot of the mangas are like much smaller. Manga is a so small, but you American, you have big comic books, so it's like, you know, you have a big American books with a big letters. Our letters are so small. This so small. Oh boy! All right. Anyway, but we also got a Bill Sienkiewicz cover here. What they did was they actually got American artists who were really famous and still are famous. They got Frank Miller to do a lot of the covers, and now they got Bill Sienkiewicz doing some motherfucking covers here. And this actually looks like Toyotomi Hideyoshi on the cover. This is awesome. Very cool. $3 for this Lone Wolf and Cub. Lone Wolf and Scrub. You can buy Lone Wolf and Scrub from Onrie today. No, this doesn't work. I can't cancel myself anymore. It's almost like I need Jay to come on here and cancel me like directly. That would be like, that's like the only way I could do it. So Lone Wolf and Scrub number 18 is $3. Sorry, not Lone Wolf and Scrub. It's Lone Wolf and Cub, in case you guys couldn't tell, okay? In case I didn't make it clear enough. It's not Lone Wolf and Scrub. It's Cub. See? Cub. There. So I want to make sure it's clear. Don't want any confusion here, okay? Sometimes the Japanese, it could be a really stinky. We could all be a really stinky. And here's the best part. I can get away with this. Here's why I can't get canceled. First off, both my children are half Asian. And I'm also making a book about an Asian guy. So it's like, I'm bulletproof. All right? I'm bulletproof. It's like the bullets just bounce off of me. Ding, 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 ding. You want Lone Wolf and Scrub? You can buy it from Onrie for $3 today. Okay? All right. Next up, we have Lone Wolf at the Club. A one-man well, here's the thing, PJ. And PJ, I hope you're doing great. It's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while, dude. Here's the thing. You could be a one-man wolf pack, or you could have a lone wolf pack, okay? A multiple lone wolf pack, because I have a bunch of lone wolf Cub books, lone wolf and Scrub books. I have issues 14, 18, and 44 going for only $9. Hey, where are you going?
Yeah.
Yeah? You're putting that stuff in the washer. Get to work, Beelzebub.
What?
Just put that stuff in the washer. Anyway, $9 for our this Lone Wolf and Cubs. I'm glad to hear it, man. Lone Wolf and a Scrub. All right. Well, if anybody wants this Lone Wolf and Cub pack, it's right here, and you can have the other ones as well. Really cool covers too. I really like this one, and I like this one too. All right, let's see who did the covers for the other ones. Since we're here, PJ, I'm glad you're doing well, man. I'm so glad you're doing well. All right. Bill Sienkiewicz again on the cover here. Oh, man, this is a really awesome Bill Sienkiewicz. Bill Sienkiewicz. Oh, you bring a great honor to the people of Japan. Sushi praise. Okay, and then this cover. Who is the Japanese toilet pro who made this a cover? Michael Plug. Mike Plug made this cover. Yeah, everybody's changing to YouTube, it seems. It seems like we're getting more YouTubers. The tubes. Well, that's great. And if you guys are switching to YouTube, be sure you follow us on YouTube, okay? Make sure you hit that subscribe button, because I've been trying forever and a day to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. and it's like really, really hard for me for some reason. I don't know why. But anyway, you got Mike Plug doing one cover and Bill Sienkiewicz doing 2 covers, and you got 3 Lone Wolf and Cub books going for $9. Jokes aside, this is a really good deal. Next up, we got Classic X-Men #1 with an awesome Arthur Adams cover. And this one's also going to go for just $3 because it's awesome and you should own it. And $3 is a great price on it. And then next up, we have Spider-Man #5. This is the final chapter of Torment, which is a 5-issue run by Mr. Todd McFarlane. Really awesome. This is going to go for $3 as well. For 3. Moon Knight #35. This is the final issue of the first ongoing series. And it is concluded by, I believe, Doug Mensch and Carl Potts, who was a longtime Punisher artist. This is going to go for $3 as well. $3? Only $3 for this one? Cuttlefish and asparagus. Honestly, jokes aside, if it wasn't for Lone Wolf and Cub, I don't know if I would have gotten Easton. I mean, there were a lot of major things that inspired me to make Easton Shin into a comic book, and Lone Wolf and Cub was definitely one of those titles that I studied a lot, because especially the first comics run, because of how it was presented and how they did the covers. Like, if you guys actually look at the original version of Easton Shin, like the first printing of it, here, I'll show you a picture of it, because someone actually messaged me today and they showed me a picture of their books. But the original cover for Easton Shin, like the very first printing, you could see that the title was up on the side like that, right? And we changed that eventually because we were thinking about comic book stores and how they would be displaying the books. And usually you want your title horizontal, because if it's this way, the title's going to get lost. I mean, in this case, it doesn't because they put the title up there. But if you had Easton Shin, it would get lost there. So no one was able to see it. All they could see was a #1. So this was kind of like the big change for me with Easton Shin. The first big thing that happened when Dak, came on the book was we changed the title by giving it a subtitle, Warrior Defender, and by putting it across horizontally as opposed to leaving it vertical. But this was a big inspiration for me. Honestly, I have Frank Miller to thank for so much of my career. I keep looking at all the stuff he's done. Like 300 obviously was a big inspiration for me when it came to making Easton Shin, but so was this. Honestly, this was some really good stuff, because there wasn't a lot of samurai comics back then. This was the samurai book, and it was a badass story. And I love Lone Wolf and Cub. I mean, and if you're a fan of The Mandalorian, honestly, you should be reading Lone Wolf and Cub. Mandalorian is basically Lone Wolf and Cub set in the Star Wars universe. Prove me wrong. And suck my balls. I mean, you don't have to suck my balls, but No, I wasn't inspired by Luke McBain. Yeah, there's so much good stuff in Lone Wolf and Cub. And the stories were more self-contained, so it was almost like reading like The Spirit or something. It was just like a bunch of short stories. They didn't like really connect to a bigger thing, but that's why it worked, is that they could keep going with it, So Lone Wolf and Cub, particularly the way it was presented by First Comics, was a big inspiration for me, for sure. All right, Superman #422. Superman 422, Superman becomes a vampire. How does this happen? Well, you'll have to read the book. But you got a really awesome Brian Bolland cover here, and it's $3. $3? Yes, that's it. Only $3. All right. And then I got Spawn 13 here. Spawn 13, this is a great issue. This is where Spawn, I think he fights Chapel here, doesn't he? He like kicks his ass. Beats his ass. He's like, kick his ass, Seabass. Let me see what happens here. Ooh. There's a poster in here. I want to see if we can see Spawn's boot here. Yeah, this is where he fights Chapel. This is such a good issue. I really love the battle between these two characters. That was some classic stuff. I honestly like the first 35 issues of Spawn are just 30 to 50 issues of Spawn, whatever, that was good stuff. That was really awesome. So I'm going to do Spawn 13 today for $3. That's it. It's $3. It's yours. And I think I have another early issue going for $3. Now, here's the deal with Spawn. It's been in the movie reboot seems to have been in development hell for a little bit because no pun intended, of course. Of course. Yeah, but they got Jamie Foxx playing Spawn, and I don't know why it's taking so long for them to make the movie, but a reboot for Spawn could mean a lot of things, especially right now, because this was the independent book. Honestly, if Image didn't do what they did back in the 90s, it's hard to say where independent comics would be today, because they really set themselves apart from Marvel and really showed that the success of an artist or a writer is not contingent upon working with these companies. Like, people can find success outside of it too. And I remember reading the forward to the very first trade of Spawn, which was written by Frank Miller, and he had mentioned that everything that happened when all the big artists at Marvel decided to start this new company, this new venture, this group, it really shook the industry by its roots. It's really interesting. All right, next up we got Penguin Triumphant by John Ostrander and Joe Staton and Bob Smith. So it looks like a one-shot story. Have you guys seen the Penguin TV show? That show was really great. I liked it. Yes, the Keith David Spawn was the shit. I loved it. I loved that show. That was such a good show. So Penguin Triumphant, we got Joe Staton on art. So here's some of the interior artwork. And it looks like it's a one-shot graphic novel, which is really awesome. I would normally charge about $5 for this, which is the cover price on the book. I'm going to do it for $3 right now. $3. You give me a $3, this book is yours for Penguin. $3. And then I got Mage by Matt Wagner. This is just book 3, and it's also got a similar binding to that Penguin book, and it's going to go for $3 too. $3. Onrie $3. And then I have Fantastic Four number 300, newsstand copy. I think, who took over after this point? For some reason, I want to say it's Bill Sienkiewicz, but I don't think it was Bill Sienkiewicz. Sienkiewicz did do Fantastic Four, though, at some point. He actually might have been the artist for this. Let's see. Actually, it's John and Sal Buscema. It's the Buscema brothers, which is really amazing to see both of them do this. That's really cool. And I'm actually getting really, really close to finishing up John Byrne's run on Fantastic Four. I'm like, I read it from 234, and now I'm on 282, I think. So it's like I only have 10 issues left, and then I'm done with it. So, yeah, this is really awesome. Fantastic Four 300. Going for $3. That's it. That is a steal on that book. No, that was the Buscema brothers, and it's a newsstand copy, and it's going for $3. Leonard, how you doing tonight, man? Great chatting with you yesterday. All right, next up we got Daredevil number 126. Now, another venture I have been on has been collecting the entire run of Frank Miller's work on Daredevil because, like I told you guys, I owe so much of my career to Frank Miller. If you guys have read Yushin Shin Fallen Avenger, the second arc of Yushin Shin, I honestly want to say that Daredevil Born Again was really kind of like the basis of what we were trying to do with Yushin Shin. And similar to what Daredevil went through in Born Again, Yushin Shin is deconstructed here just like Daredevil was. Daredevil his entire identity is compromised. The same thing happens with Yi Shin. We brought in a new villain and all kinds of stuff, just like they brought in Nuke. And honestly, Born Again was just such a big deal for me as a reader. Like, a lot of people were really taken by Dark Knight Returns. And honestly, as I've been revisiting it, because they've been releasing these facsimiles, I've been really appreciating it more in a way that I didn't back when I was in my 20s. But there were two pieces of work that really just got me to be like, holy crap, I want to do comics. And it was Batman Year One and Daredevil Born Again. So I have all Born Again, but I don't have the original run. And I managed to get the first appearance of Elektra. It's not in the best shape. It's got a big roll in it. So it's probably like a VG. It's probably better than a VG. It's probably like a fine. But like, if I get it pressed and clean, it'll definitely be like a mid-grade book. And that's good enough for me. I don't need like a high-grade book because that's going to cost too much money. I just want to be able to say I own it and have it in my personal collection. So yeah, but if you're a Daredevil collector, here's another cheap grab for you. Daredevil 126. It is a reader-friendly copy, and it's going to go for just $3. And Daredevil's fighting the torpedo here. All right, next up I got Detective Comics 515. Newsstand copy. Interesting cover here. Lots going on. The cover itself feels like an actual sequential page. Lots of mysteries and stories being, promoted here. This is going to go for $3 for Detective 515. And then I have Avengers #1. This book seems to get snoozed on a lot, but it was actually around the time that George Perez, his diagnosis for his cancer had kind of spread throughout the internet. And a lot of people were talking about some of the legendary runs he had. And this run here was brought to everybody's attention because there's some really good artwork in there where he literally, I can show you guys. I might as well show you guys. There's a part in here where he literally draws every freaking Avenger in one spread. I mean, the artwork in this book is honestly just amazing. And what's happening here is the Avengers are being assembled because there's a large cosmic threat, and it's not just a small team, it's a very large team. But look at how George was able to do all this stuff. I mean, it's crazy. The amount of detail he put into everything. He was a master storyteller and one hell of a guy too. I ran into George so many times at comic conventions. I can't even tell you how much. And he loved his fans. He loved his fans so much, especially he did a lot of farewell tours. Unfortunately, his final signing was canceled because he just got too ill. But man, he loved his fans so much. I was really impacted by George Perez's death. And it's not because I was close with George at all. I knew people who were much, much closer to George. But I saw how he interacted with his fans. In fact, Max met George Perez. I'll show you a picture right now. I probably showed you guys this picture many times. Okay, hold on a second. So I remember when it was taken too. 2018 or 2019? I believe it was 2019 because that was when he was, yep, that was it. So that is me, George, and Max. I know it's kind of hard, it's kind of hazy, but what was really cool was George was signing books for everybody. And he signed an entire run of Man-Wolf and an entire run of Infinity Gauntlet for me. The Man-Wolf stuff was his first colored work for Marvel. And David Anthony Kraft, my co-writer on Yi Shin, he was the one who brought George on to do that. So George and Dak had a really close working relationship in George's early days at Marvel, but then George just exploded. Everybody just recognized how brilliant he was, and his career just took off. Honestly, one of these days, I really think I'm going to go back and look into his and Marv Wolfman's Teen Titans. Everybody has told me it's great. I've never read it, but team books are really hard for me. There's just so many characters. Like, I'm reading the current Justice League, which is written by Mark Waid and Dan Mora on art. Two people I really respect and have loved their work. But Jesus fucking, I cannot follow that book. I cannot fucking follow that book. I've done reviews on my mukbang show, which I'm going to air tomorrow on Wednesday night. I cannot fucking follow what's going on. There's just too many fucking heroes. It's like, oh, here's Jesse Quick, and here's, Suck My Balls, and then here's fucking Airwave, and here's Plastic Man, and here's Plastic Man's cousin, and Batman's dog is over here. It's like too many fucking characters. Like, I just like core team stuff, and George was really big on this whole team thing. Like, I think he loved drawing every single character in the entire fucking universe into a little tiny thumbnail. But respect where it's deserved. This guy was a master of his craft. And honestly, my favorite work of his was Hulk: Future Imperfect. That book is a cinematic masterpiece. Like, well, it's not it could be a cinematic masterpiece if it was a movie, but it's a comic. It's a comic book masterpiece. It's really so good. There's just so many great moments in Future Imperfect. It's some of George's best work, honestly. So anyway, we got Avengers #1 here. This is going to go for $3 for the very first issue of Avengers, with George and Kurt Busiek kicking off a new series that launched, I think, in the early 2000s. That was when they did the Heroes Return stuff. And then we got The Flash, some Joe Staton Flash, number 264. Does he have it? Yes or no? Man, we really need Jay just to come on here and do the thing. We really need Jay back. All right, Flash 264. Does he have it? Yes or no? Actually, I forgot my thing here. I need to make a video for it too, for yes or no from now on. Does he have it? Yes or no? Flash at 264. Does he have it? Will he read it on his Japanese toilet power? Okay. Nails. I have a run here called Carnage Reigns that goes across a couple titles: Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Red Goblin, and Carnage. And this is basically Maximum Carnage Part 1.5. And what kind of happens here is Carnage takes over Tony Stark's technology and tries to run New York with it. And Miles Morales has to work with a team of rogues to stop Carnage. And the rogues are actually hired by a faction of S.H.I.E.L.D. to take these guys down. So they're the nearest superheroes. They're trying to contain the threat. And Iron Man is nowhere to be found because he's all busy being rich. So I have Carnage Reigns Alpha, Miles Morales 6, Carnage 13, Red Goblin 5, Carnage 14, Miles 7, and then Carnage Reigns Omega. So it's a 7-part series. And we got the whole thing here. And I'm going to do this today for just $15, which is a crazy price on this. I probably should sell this online on eBay, but I'm going to offer it for $15 tonight. 15. Let's see what it's selling for online. Am I really being crazy by selling it for that price? Or am I selling it for too high a price? Let's see. Okay, people are selling it for $60. So I see it going for $60. $60, but we're gonna do it right now for $15. I'm going to stay with that price, $15. $15. We're going to do it. Robin 3000. This is a two-part series by Byron Prius and Pete Craig Russell. Pete Craig Russell is a fantastic artist. Phenomenal. What's Robin like in the year 3000? You can find out for only $5 and get the run. Both of them. Don't say yes. Just claim it in the comments. And feel free to build a box with me. There's no rush on, paying me right away. I mean, I'd like to square up, and as long as there's communication between us, that's all I ask. I need to be able to pay bills with this. So, and I want to be able to buy more comics as well. That's the main thing for me, is being able to buy comics. I do this to make money. Yes, this is important for me. The sales of these comics is important for me, but it's also to have fun. So I want you guys to be able to have these books, but if you need like 2 weeks or 3 weeks to pay your bill, that's fine. You can build a little box with me and we'll work it out, no problem. All right, and then I got Venom the Madness 1 through 3. Venom is fighting Juggernaut. So you can see Venom jugger these nuts. This is going to go for only $15 as well. The entire run. All 3 issues are in here. It's not a trade. It's all 3 single issues. All right. So that's all the bottom row stuff. Lots of cheap deals. Lots of super cheap deals. And all you guys got to do is just let me know. And I will tell you right now, I've actually been listing stuff on eBay piecemeal. I've been doing piecemeal listings, and stuff is selling on there. I sold an Absolute Superman #1 and an Absolute Batman #1 on there. And I did pretty good on both of those. So I might actually be looking to do that more often going forward, especially with this lot now that I know I can probably get 60 for it. So I might actually take it down after this and list it. So we'll see. But if you guys want it now for 15, that saves me the trouble of having to list it. All right, now it is time. I've got a whole box of new stuff that I've been slowly putting together for you. Okay? Everything that I'm about to show you when we're building out racks tonight is all new comics, and I'm selling them all for just $2 a pop. If I have a lot of books, you can pick apart the lot. Like if you just need one issue, you can pick that issue. That's no problem. Let's just have some fun. I want to help you plug in the gaps in your runs. Like the one thing I love doing when I'm going through a dollar bin, or any bin for that matter, in any comic convention or comic shop, is picking out that one book that I need. I've almost built out an entire run of All-Star Batman by Scott Snyder by just going strictly from going through $1 and $2 bins. And that's really amazing. I love that. Now, could I have just bought the entire lot on eBay for a similar price? Yeah, but part of the hunt is a lot of fun. And when I can help you do the same thing without having to go to the comic shop, or if there's no comic shops accessible in your area, I'm your guy. I will try and help you find what you're looking for too. So just let me know what you're looking for. Next time I'm at a con, I'll keep an eye out for it. I have helped a lot of people plug in their gaps in their collection. But most important, if you're looking for something specifically, I'm not just going to buy it blindly. I will contact you and let you know, hey, I found this. Do you want me to buy it? Because I have done another thing where I bought impulsively and then people wouldn't buy the book. So, yeah. No worries, PJ. And PJ, I don't want to be an enabler. So if you're trying to restrain yourself and you just want to hang out, you being here as a +1 is totally fine with me, dude. You don't have to, pressure. You don't have to feel pressured to buy anything. You're welcome here either way. If you just want to talk comics, whatever. And in fact, I actually have a brand new show that I just launched a couple weeks ago called Onrie's Comic Mukbang Reviews, which is not a sales show at all. It's actually just me reviewing all the new comics that come out every week. And so that takes away the pressure of, you seeing these comics and being like, itchy trigger fingers, do I want this or I don't want this? And you can just come and hang out with me and talk comics. It is a live show. Kicking It is going to be on the air twice this week, and we have the mukbang reviews going live tomorrow. So be sure to check that out. All right, first lot of the night. Got some cool stuff here. 100 Bullets, issue number 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. Now, this is a really interesting series. It's written by Brian Azzarello. We got 6 books here. It's going to go for $12. Now, I know Brian personally. I've interviewed Brian before. He is a Chicago guy. And the thing about it was he wanted to make 100 Bullets, 100 issues. That was his goal from the very beginning. So he wanted to make 100 Bullets, 100 issues. But while he was writing this series, he would actually ride the CTA, because a lot of this takes place in Chicago. He'd ride the CTA, the Chicago Transit, train, and he would listen to how people would converse. He would just sit there and listen to people talking, and that was what allowed him to write very, very strong dialogue, which is what this series is known for. So if you want some gritty crime storytelling, 100 Bullets is awesome. And again, it went for 100 issues. It's a big, it's a lot to collect, but I think it's worth it. I read about 60 of the 100 issues, and they were all pretty great. I loved it. Eduardo Rizzo's artwork is really amazing too, and he stayed on it too. So we got 100 Bullets going for $12. This is really kind of like what Brian Azzarello will be remembered for. It was that book. That's awesome, man. All right. Anytime we hang out, it's great. All right, next up, here's another interesting find. Secret Wars 2099. So I have issues 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to do all 3 of these issues for just $6. So $6 for Secret Wars 2 through 4. Secret Wars 2099, 2 through 4. Missing issue 1, but, hey, what are you going to do? And then I found a really cool Spider-Man lot here. Amazing Spider-Man 204 and 205. These are reader-friendly copies. 268 and 276. Now, I have an interesting story with this 204 and 205. My sister, at one point, went to a comic shop without me when I was younger because she had her own comic collection. And she went and bought these books and then hid them from me because she didn't want me to tear them apart. But I just remember these books, that they were just such strong covers. And lo and behold, years went by and I found out who worked on it. It was Roger Slifer. Roger Slifer created Lobo. He also worked really closely with Dak. And I was fortunate enough to have dinner with Roger in Long Beach back in 2011 because I was at a show out there, and it was a terrible show, and it was really bad. I had a really awful experience over there. But I got to meet Roger, and I got to have dinner with him. And very unfortunately, about 6 months after we had dinner, he was involved in a hit-and-run accident, which completely ruined his life. And he died in 2016, in a hospital. He never fully recovered from the accident. It was so damn sad. And Roger was trying to get things going, especially in comics, and he saw what I was doing at these cons, and he saw what I was doing with Lee Sun-Shin, and he wanted to kind of see what he could learn from me. And I'm like, dude, you've been working at these big companies for such a long time. And he's like, yeah, but being an independent comics and doing this on your own, like, how do you do it? I'm like, I don't know, just do it. At that point, I had no idea. Now, things have changed. You got Kickstarter and all this stuff that can really help change, create a pathway for you to bringing stuff out there. So anyway, that's my story. These 4 issues of Amazing Spider-Man are going to go for just $8. $8 for these Spider-Man books. And in pristine shape, you're looking at books that are probably worth about anywhere from $5 to $15 a pop. Right now, you get them all for $8. That is a steal. All right, next up, I got Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which is a 6-part series from Boom. And I really like Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. This was that film series, or that film trilogy was really good. So we got the first 3 issues of these. So I got half your run right here, and it's going to go for just $6. $6 on Dawn of the Planet of the Apes by Michael Morecci and Dan McDade. I know Michael Morecci personally because we got into comics at the same time. We had very different trajectories as creators, but I knew Mike for a while, and I remember I think this came out in like 2015, and he did a number of titles with Boom, including another series called Curse, which we'll get to in a little bit. But I really liked Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. It was really well done. Michael's done some really good work. He writes, the Berserker book, the one with the Viking with the axe. What is it called again? I wish I had someone here to tell me the title of the book. Barbaric? Yeah, it's Barbaric. Yeah, he does Barbaric. So, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, $6. Batman Shadow of the Bat Convergence, number 1 of 2. So it's a 2-part series. We got number 1 of 2, going for $2. I have Wolverine number 42 going for $2. I have a Cyclops number 5 and number 11. Number 5 and 11. And this was a 12-issue series by Greg Rucka. Rucka. Sorry. I don't know why I keep doing that. Shouldn't. But anyway, Cyclops. I wonder if he loses his fucking visor in this. Because in the new series, he loses his visor. It's like the first thing that happens. And then I don't even get this. This makes 0 sense to me. But he puts a blindfold on. And how is the blindfold supposed to help him? Like, what if he actually needs to open his eyes? It's a bunch of bullshit. All right, the Spider-Man lot and Wolverine. Got you, PJ. Boom. PJ, thank you for making the first claims tonight. I appreciate it. All right, now I have to find out because I'm actually kind of interested. To be honest with you, I kind of semi-bought those Cyclops books for myself because I think I had like the first couple issues of it. But I want to see, does he lose his visor here? Because if he loses his visor here, I think I'm going to bust a testicle. Let's see what's happening. Cyclops. Where's the Cyclops? No, he doesn't lose his visor. He's wearing his visor. But he's not being a Cyclops here. Why is he fighting with a fucking sword? He's Cyclops. I'd fucking shoot that motherfucker right in the fucking dick with my Cyclopsing. There he is. Now he's being Cyclops. Okay, this is a good Cyclops book. Cyclops number 5 and 11 are going to go for $4 right now. And you see that little 10 spot there? Someone was trying to charge you $10 for it, but not Uncle Onrie. Uncle Onrie is going to charge you $4 for both these books. No, he doesn't. He doesn't fumble around like he does in the new series. But man, in this one, he has his visor. It looks like it's more attached to him. Like, that's the kind of visor you should have in the other series. And he's like, oh, I got into a plane accident. Oh, I lost my visor. My stupid dumb visor broke. Like, come on, dude. You're in a fucking jet. You fought Sentinels. You fought all these things. You didn't prepare for this contingency. Oh, I didn't expect my visor to come off. Like, how fucking stupid is that? That is fucking dumb. And he's like, oh, my glasses. I had these extra pair of glasses. It's like the glasses like this shit right here. They can break really easily. And then he finally finds this like extra pair of glasses, and like the main villain is like, I got your glasses, crunch. And he's like, I can't open my eyes now. I have to be a poor man's Daredevil. It's like, dude, you're a fucking Cyclops. You be a Cyclops. You know? Sorry. Yes, he does need to glue the... No, here's what he needs. Fuck glue. Rubber bands, okay? Rubber bands. That's a great fucking thing. Now you think rubber bands, you know, they could pop off or whatever, but trust me, it'll work. It's not going to be like a stupid plot point like what they did there. Because at least if like he like loses them, it's like he'll feel like a little snap and he'll be like, oh, I lost my visor. It's like, oh, damn, my visor fell off. Oh, I'll put it back on. And I have plenty of, and luckily I brought my bag of rubber bands with me. It's like, come on. He should, I just can't believe the fact that he is so stupidly blindsided in this current like miniseries that he has. Not in that one, but in the other one. I'm actually really interested in reading this miniseries because I really like Greg Rucka. He's a great writer. He had a really stellar Wonder Woman run. But I think this series here was like 12 issues or something, and I think I have like a bunch of them. So I don't know. I just whenever I come across it, I'm like, huh, all right, I'll grab it. I don't even know what I did with those other issues. I may have sold them, or they're probably lurking somewhere here in the collection. I don't know. I'm sure I'll come across them at some point. All right. Next up, we got the series here called Dave. Dave issue 2 and issue 3, and I believe this was like a 4-issue series about a machine. This was a lot of people were talking about this book when it came out. This is going to go for $4 for these books here. I don't remember the exact premise, but let's look it up online real quick. Okay, Dave. I want to just read the premise to you guys. Okay. It was written by Ryan Ferrier, and Dave is a humorous sci-fi comic book series by Ryan Ferrier and artist Valentina Ramon about a former war hero robot stuck in a mundane office job after robots conquered Earth and adopted human-like lives, leading to an existential crisis. The series follows Dave as he deals with midlife crisis, family, and a soul-crushing job, only to find his old spark reignited by new alien threats, with sequels like Daveocracy continuing his political and action-packed adventures. That sounds awesome. That really sounds like so much fun. So we got Dave issues 2 and 4 here. I just wanted to give you guys a chance at checking this out. You wonder if he gets pink eye. Why doesn't he have extra? If my powers were only controlled with those visors, I'd have an entire vault. Yeah, dude, he's got pockets. He's got a utility belt. Like, stick that shit in there. Here's another thing. Why doesn't he have fucking contacts? Like, I went on a whole rant about this last week. I think they purposely wrote that Cyclops book just to piss me off that much, just to get me to have that reaction. Like, the writer was sitting here and he was like, just thinking about, triggering my inner rage. Dave, number 2 and 3. I actually really like the premise of this. This is a really fantastic premise, and love the covers too. Like, they're interesting concepts. They're kind of busy, but they're also like stylized too in their own right. I like this. I really, really like this. Issues 2 and 3. And Ryan Ferrier has gone on to do a lot of stuff since. All right, Wonder Woman New 52 Wonder Woman by Brian Azzarello and Cliff Chang. We have issues 23, 25, and 26. There's a guy who's trying to poo himself out of Wonder Woman's ass. You see that? It's what's happening here on the cover. He's like, trying to pass through that little hole. There you go. Stop laughing. That wasn't fun. Poo-poo and pee-pee jokes are not funny on here. $6, Wonder Woman. U52. If that sold this lot, I'm the greatest salesman of all time. If it doesn't, I'm still the greatest salesman of all time. All right. Silver Surfer, number 7 and number 8. This is by the Allreds and Dan Slott. And guess what is not in these books, guys? Mr. Negative is not in these books because Dan Slott likes to do something special because he created Mr. Negative. He doesn't just shoehorn him into every Spider-Man story. He rams him down your throat and says, "Here's you don't like Mr. Negative? Well, too bad. Here's more Mr. Negative. Here, have some more Mr. Negative. You want another helping of Mr. Negative? Here you go. Mr. Negative everywhere." So much Mr. Negative, you don't even know what to do with yourself. But he is not in these Silver Surfer books, so don't worry. Mr. Positive shows up in there. Actually, Silver Surfer kind of is Mr. Positive. So, considering everything he's been through, Mr. Positive, Silver Surfer, number 7 and 8. I'm going to go for $4. Next up, I got a Swamp Thing Convergence, number 1, and World's Finest Convergence, number 1. Actually, this is Swamp Thing Convergence 2 and World's Finest 1. You can tell because what they did with the covers was the number 1s were on the left, the art would show up on the left side, and then on the number 2, it would show up. Oops, they're both on the left side. Sorry. What, are you smoking weed again, Onrie? No, I'm not. In fact, it's almost been 2 years now since I touched the dope, since I touched that shit. So that's just me not paying attention. Swamp Thing Convergence number 1 and World's Finest Convergence number 1 going for $2. $2. Onrie, a $2. That's it, a $2. Yeah, that's it, $2. You don't have to worry about anything else. It's just a $2. $2. All right. I have the other history of the DC Universe, the other history of the DC Universe. Number 1, a big black label book with a $7 price tag going for $2. $2. That's it? Yes, it is. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I cannot wait for the movie. We got Keith Giffen and Pop Man on this. 6, 7, and 8. 6, 7. God, 6, 7. Jesus. All right. We'll do these 3 books here for $8. Or sorry, $6. These 3 for 6. These 3 for 6. My math's a little off. Sorry. Now, Curse. This is the other series that was written by Michael Morecci. This is about a werewolf and a father and son pair who catch this werewolf, and they keep him restrained in their basement until they figure out what to do with him. And the werewolf is tempting them and doing all kinds of stuff. It's an interesting horror story. It's 4 issues total. I got half your run here, and it's going for $4 right now for Curse. Number 3 and number 4. I actually really like Curse a lot. This was a good series. I have Star Wars Darth Vader, number 6, number 10, and number 11. These 3 books are going to go for $6 for the Darth Vaders, which is a great price on these Darth Vader books. These books go for big money. Shaolin Cowboy number 1, $2. $2 on these. Howard the Duck, number 2, is $2. I have a Detective Comics run here. We have issues 603, 611, 612, 617, 754. Yep, 754. And 787, which has a really awesome Tim Sale cover. Got you some Batmans here. That is 6 Detective Comics books going for $12. It is amazing to me how consistent both the ongoing Batman and Detective Comics titles are and have been for a very long time. The way they have managed to keep both of those titles constantly running is astonishing to me. But the fact that they've kept the quality so high on it, like people, like I remember I saw an article last week. Robert Kirkman was saying there's too much Batman out there, too much Batman. Here's the thing. Yeah, there's a lot of Batman out there, but a lot of it's really good. And if it was really crappy Batman, I'd understand. But like a lot of the stuff DC is doing now, and a lot of the stuff that they've done over time has been really, really fantastic. That's why people are buying these books, is because they're actually good. I have Batman 413. That's going to go for $2. The difference, I think, is just the title, because they're both Batman stories, honestly. I'm reading Detective Comics right now by Tom Taylor, and I'm reading the regular Batman by Matt Fraction, and they're just telling 2 different Batman stories. It's like they're not necessarily connected to the main title unless they want to be connected to each other. Like during Nightfall, they cross over, but like feels like Detective Comics is kind of more like based on independent stories with Batman. They can take place at any point in Batman's history, whereas Batman is more of the ongoing and like this is where they build the lore. But a lot of stuff that's going on in the Detective Comics has been kind of flowing over, and staying current. Matt Fraction has done something genius. So I've been reading Tom King's Batman, and I'm now on issue 25. And I think I see what a lot of people critique about Tom King's Batman. And I kind of have the same issue with it. It feels really lopsided the way that book is written. It just feels like every issue is packed with lots of art and not a lot of composition to carry the story forward. Not the kind of composition that really keeps you plugged in. It's like, certain lines just feel so lame. Like every single time, Batman shows up and he sees Catwoman, and you just see a big double spread of Batman swinging in and Catwoman, and there's only it's like a 2-page spread, and there's 2 word balloons. One says bat, and the other one says cat. It's like when he does things like that, I think that's kind of lazy, to be honest with you, because it's like, dude, you're writing Batman here. Give us something. Let us know what you're thinking about. Like, come on. There's just a lot of stuff, and I'm reading it. The run I'm reading now is The War of Jokes and Riddles. And the reason why I'm bringing up Tom King is because it's through his run that Alfred gets killed at the very end. And yeah, it's not a spoiler alert. Alfred's been dead for a long time, both in the main series and the Detective Comics. But Matt Fraction has done an amazing job of bringing back Alfred without bringing back Alfred. And he does it through Bruce. So in Bruce's head, Alfred shows up all the time, and Batman still talks to Alfred, and Alfred still talks to Bruce. James Tynion tried to do it, but he just couldn't pull it off the same way Fraction did. Honestly, I was not really inspired by James Tynion's Batman run. I liked his Detective Comics run a lot more. That felt more like Batman. but his ongoing Batman was just not as inspired to me, But Matt Fraction has done a really great job of bringing Alfred back without Alfred coming back, And honestly, like as I'm watching Daredevil Born Again right now, me and the boys are like, noticing things, and they killed Foggy in the beginning of it, and I really hate the fact that they killed Foggy. I just think I think them killing off these characters that are pivotal to the main cast is weak, because if you look at the comics history of all these books, these characters they've found ways to keep these characters alive and explore them in so many more ways than what these TV shows are capable of doing. So killing them off just kind of feels like a dishonor to the actual source material. Like every time they kill Aunt May, I get really pissed off about that. It's just like, stop fucking killing Aunt May. You already killed Uncle Ben. Fucking leave Aunt May alone. Either Peter needs family. He needs somebody. And I know that we lost Alfred, and that we're probably not going to get Alfred back. But what they did with Matt Fraction's run, what he's been doing, that's been great. That is a way to let these characters kind of live on, Which one do I like more? Honestly, they're both so good. I can't pick one over the other. They're so diametrically different from each other. Like Tom Taylor's detective run just concluded with Batman fighting this villain called Courage. Like he was like a lion-based character, which obviously for me, I was like all over that shit, and I really liked it. But what was cool about it was Batman gets infected with this virus called the Courage virus, which basically eliminates your fear, and you become, like someone like Batman not having any fear means that he will keep going until he gets killed. He doesn't have any reason to hold him back. There's no fear to hold him back, and he's trying to, find a cure for this virus, and that's when he comes into contact with the main villain of the story. And it went on for 6 issues, and it was really great. I really loved it. It was so good. So yeah, Detective has been really good. Mainline Batman right now is dealing with Batman going up against the Gotham City Police Department that's run by Vandal Savage. So Batman's kind of like at war with Gotham City and at war with Vandal Savage more specifically. But there's some really cool stuff happening in both titles. So hard for me to say which one I like more, because I love them both. Matt Fraction, he's been great writing, but Jorge Jimenez's artwork on Batman, you can't get better than that. Mikhail Janin is illustrating Detective Comics. So it's like you got 2 really amazing artists and 2 really amazing writers writing 2 different Batman titles. How can I not pick them both up? How can you not pick them both up? They're both great, It's just really good stuff. Crimson Dawn #1 is going to go for $2. I have Oz from Caliber Comics, #3 of 3. That's going to go for $2. I have The Phantom #1. That's going for $2. Justice League 253 is $2. I have James Bond, The Quasimodo Gambit, #3 of 3. That's $2. I have Silver Sable and the Wild Pack #1. We got a embossed foil cover, $2. And then I have the Mask World Tour, #3 of 4. That's going to go for $2. All right, Phantom's off to PJ. And PJ, I think I have the first issue of that Batman here. Hold on, let me see. I think I have a variant of it. I think somebody claimed it. Yep, I got it. If you're interested in the Matt Fraction, Jorge Jimenez Batman that I was telling you about, this is a variant cover that they released for it, and it's a really badass cover. This is the book itself, and here's some. This first issue is so good. It's such a great first issue. And you see how I was telling you earlier how Alfred shows up and he just like pops in, and the artwork is so good on this. I really, really love this. I am going to do this today for $8 if you're interested in just trying it out. But this is the jump on point. This is that first issue. So here you go. And yes, it is FOMO time, as Chris Deichel has made me aware. And we got some really cheap FOMO books coming at you. I just wanted to build this other rack here. By the way, Chris, I wanted to tell you, and I meant to message you. Chris Deichel and his wonderful children sent me the nicest birthday card with Spider-Man, my favorite superhero. And they wrote a really nice message, and I just received the card on Sunday. I basically, after I finished up at PopCon, I drove back home, and I got home early enough that I got to see my mom on Mother's Day, which was great. So I stopped by, and they brought. My dad mentioned, Chris Deichel sent you a birthday card. So I really appreciated that, man. Thank you so much. I loved it. It's the best card ever. So thank you. I meant to text you, but I've been sidetracked with a bunch of other stuff. So thank you for sending that. All right, we built a left rack here. So now it is time for us to do FOMO books. Are you guys ready for FOMO books? I don't hear you. I don't hear any noise. I hear absolutely nothing. This is some bullshit. What the heck? It's FOMO time!
Is that an acronym for me getting a chance to play the Flash again? Oh, that's what it means. It was a good Flash! No one wants to play Flash comics on Onrie Show because of me! And I can't buy comics either because I'm a big weenie!
Oh my god, like, shut up already.
All right, we got FOMO books here. I have Justice League #1. Formerly known as the Justice League #1 by Keith Giffen and J.M. DeMatteis, which is going to go for just $2 right now. A FOMO book for $2? Must be crazy. Wolverine #50 is going to go for $3 right now. Invincible Iron Man #500. We got a variant printing here. This is going to go for $3. Absolute Green Lantern #1 is going to go for $5. The Multiverse Who Laughs #1 is going to go for $3. Fantastic Four 2099 #1. This is a one-shot story. It's going to go for $2. And then I have Star Wars The High Republic, the finale. That's going to go for $3. And then finally I have Star Wars Shadow of Maul #1. So, not sure. Have you guys seen this show yet? I haven't really heard much about it. It's a hot book when it came out a couple months ago. Let's see, what's it going for right now? Well, do it for $6. $6 for anybody who wants it. I was hoping it would kind of shoot up in value, and it didn't. So $6, it's yours. Brand new book. And these are your FOMO books here. Curious, what is Absolute Green Lantern selling for right now on eBay? All $20.99. Okay. We got the Fantastic Four $20.99. You wanted the Secret Wars $20.99 too, right? So we're getting all these. So all these at $8, PJ? Just confirm it for me. Yeah, Absolute Green Lantern 1 going for just $5 right now. That's pretty much the going rate. I'm actually going to lower the price on Absolute Green Lantern number 1. Let's just do this for $3. Does anybody want this at $3? I'll do it at 3. Thank you, PJ. And I'm going to take a quick commercial break here. I got some awesome commercials here for you guys. So you guys can check them out here. Hold on a second. I had other commercials. What the heck? There we go.
Hey you! Are you tired of going to conventions, eating a bunch of delicious, overpriced confectionaries, and then realizing, oh boy, I gotta drop a deuce? You wait in a long line to get to the bathroom, making sure the turtle's head doesn't pop, only to get to the stall and realize, sweet merciful heavens, did the person before me ever learn to wipe? Unfortunately, the answer is probably no, which is why the brain trust at Reliable wants you to know that we got your back. Or should we say bum? Just kidding, but not really. Reliable. You can rely on us to rely on you.
All other figures sold separately.
Hey, Anthony, how about we show these idiots the trailer for the new Avengers movie? Oh, that's a great idea, Joe. We'll go do that right now. If you look close enough, you might see Dr. Doom's left testicle.
Why, hello there, Mr. Dog. Are you a hungry little dog? Of course you are. Well, good news for you, little puppers. Have you ever heard of a little thing called Meow Mix? Well, you're in luck, because now for the first time ever, we're bringing out Meow Mix for dogs. Our special recipe is illegal in over 47 countries worldwide and is only available in communist countries like Canada and Russia. So if you want the best for your dog, then... Whoa, whoa, whoa there, kitty. Meow Mix for dogs with attitude.
Does your back hurt? How about your legs? Your mouth? How about your dignity? There's a new drug on the market that is about to change everything. We discovered it while rummaging through garbage in various landfills throughout the country. We also bribed every medical facility in the nation to stock it so that you can ask for it. The name of this drug? Super easy to remember.
Brandark's Viking Suckendo P.
A way forward for a better something.
У нас холодец самый лучший в мире. Вы не понимаете, какой хороший холодец продается из России, от Советского Союза. Ты покупаешь здесь, в Америке, это все говно, но ты можешь покупать, и особенно ты можешь с горчицей кушать, и все будет очень вкусно. Пожалуйста, попробуйте.
This is what happens when we have slow shows where only one person is buying books. You get more fucking commercials, and I'll ram as many fucking commercials down your throat as possible because someone's got to pay the goddamn bills around here, and apparently it's our sponsors. Damn it. All right. Hey, let's talk more comics here. All right. I have Doom 2099, number 2, number 9, number 11, number 12, and number 18. This is an interesting series here. So, Doom 2099, we see Victor Von Doom shot into the future, or supposedly into the future, and he has to kind of like reestablish himself. Like he is, Latveria doesn't exist anymore. It's now owned by a corporation. And so Victor Von Doom has to come back and take control of it. Unfortunately, his sorcery is not enough, so he has to modernize his technology for the year 2099, and now he is Doom 2099, which is awesome. This is a really great series. First 5 issues of this are like stellar. This is going to go for $10 for these Doom 2099 books. And they've been doing stuff with Doom 2099 recently too, and some of those books are awesome. I have Hitman 1 Million. That's going to go for $2. Try not to laugh, but we have Hellblazer, or should I say Hellblazer, number 70, going for $2. It's that time again, guys. Does he have it? Yes or no? Flash number 130. That's going to go for $2. Superman, the Man of Steel, number 0, $2. Stranger Things and Dungeons and Dragons, number 4 of 4, cover A, $2. Star Wars X-Wing Rogue Leader, number 2, is $2. Spider-Man's Get Kraven, number 4, that's $2. Spectacular Spider-Man, number 209, is $2. Son of Vulcan, number 1, $2. Perfect jump on point for a book, for a new title. Did you guys see Jay's commercial? Jay also gets a commercial too. Check this out.
Have you shopped with Onrie and not gotten your spin after spending $25? Were you promised free swag and never got it? Well, you may be entitled to compensation. Jay Burns Esquire is here to get the job done and lay the smackdown on Onrie. Just call 1-800-HOT-BURN to feel the burn. Proof, as they say, is in the pudding. Here's what one of our clients had to say.
Boy, are my lips chappy. I could really go for some chapstick right about now.
If you got a problem and lots of money, call Jay.
I really like that commercial. Pretty proud of that. Can make commercials for you too and your bullshit ass business. All right, Mickey Mouse Adventures number 11 is going to go for $2. Walt Disney's Comics Penny Pincher number 4. Story of my life. $2. And not a cent less. All right, World Without Ed, book 5 of 6 is going to go for $2. I have more Flash. Does he have it? Yes or no? Flash number 207. I'm pretty sure he has this. $2. The Devil Tree number 1 by Rommel. General Rommel of the German Nazi army wrote a book. Just kidding. I don't think that's that Rommel. It's a different Rommel. Walt Disney's Comics and Stories number 547 is $2. It's a big, thick book. I have Justice League of America number 3 by Brad Meltzer, $2. We got Howard the Duck number 3 going for $2. We have Howard the Duck number 2. So now we got 3 as well by Chip Zdarsky, one of my favorite writers. One of my favorite gosh darn writers. Nomad number 1, $2 on this. That's a steal. We got a double rack here full of really super cheap books here. We got cheap books on the bottom rack too. Just let me know what you're looking for. Let's make a deal here. Let's build a box. Okay, Walt Disney off to Jay. PJ's my one and only tonight. I'm going to remember this. We're going to remember this day, PJ. The day you showed up for me I love you, man. You guys all show up for me. It's all good. I just like trying to make you feel guilty, but I don't have emotions anymore. Like that part of me is dead inside. If you guys buy more books for me, I will show you more commercials. How's that sound? You guys want more commercials. Clearly. I can see that it's motivating everybody. Our viewership just keeps going up higher. Okay, we need 130. That's part of Grant Morrison's run. Holy crap, Grant Morrison. Grant Morrison showed up on this show multiple times. You guys know I've done all kinds of interviews and stuff like that too with different creators. You guys have seen my one my one question interviews, but I also have done I've also asked other people to pitch books for me, and I have a really awesome pitch for Warline, so check this out.
From childhood's hour, I have not been.
Nope, that's not the right one. Where is it? Oh, there it is.
It's time for expert pitches, where Onrie takes a back seat and lets a real professional do all the heavy lifting.
So I was like, hey man, get your cat off me. And he was like, you owe me money. And I said, I don't care what you stick it in, you baloney. You make me want to spit.
This has been Expert Pitches with Onrie.
What do you guys think? I know I almost took it seriously for a second. That would have been so dumb. All right. Actually tell you what my book is about. Jeez. Savage Dragon. Savage Dragon these books across your face. Savage Dragon number 4 is $2. Sabrina number 3 is $2. Sabriana. I almost did play that real one. Chris Dice wants me to, play that other commercial that I did. So hold on a second.
What you're about to see is a live broadcast. Viewer discretion is advised.
Sarah Connor.
Yes.
Thanks for the great deals, Onrie. Scan this QR code for our broadcasting schedule and be sure to follow us on the socials.
I'm really proud of that commercial too. That was really kind of what put me on the map. Guess you don't know. I really do. Look it up. Okay. I'm going to take the FOMO books down so I can keep adding stuff here. Masters of the Universe, Rise of the Snake Men, number 1 and number 3. That's going to go for $4. $4 on this. I have Donald Duck Adventures, number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So you can grab all 5 of these for $10. $10. All 5 for $10. Venom War Carnage number 1. We got a variant here. This is the Stormbreakers variant. The Jan Bazaldua cover. That's $2.
Wolverine and Kitty Pryde #1 is $2. Sorry. The Last Wolverine, part of Age of Revelation, that's going to go for $2. The Batman 10-Cent Adventure, $2. And Legends of the Dark Knight #20. This is the final part of the run called Venom, which is a really great run. Couple books you guys are all sleeping on right now. Nomad #1, I think, is a book that has potential. With Doomsday coming out, there's a lot of people who say that Steve Rogers is going to be Nomad in that. Apparently, he's going to be using Mjolnir quite a bit. Wow. Apparently, the latest issues of Absolute Batman and Martian Manhunter have defects on them. I just picked them up today. I didn't notice anything. I have to look at it a little bit closer. Nomad #1. Off to Chris Dyskull. Boom. All right. So here's a question for you guys. It sounds like I've been getting some feedback that our Tuesday night shows are a little late. And that might be the case. It might even be a little late for me too. The problem is, on nights like right now, until the school schedule ends for my kids, it's kind of tough for me to do shows from 7 to 9 my time. But I will try and push it back forward next week. And the nice thing about being on my own network now is that I can do that. So every week I will change things up and let you know when I will be broadcasting. And if you guys miss a show, it's not a big deal. You can always message me after hours. Nothing that happens here is going to necessarily affect my ability to buy or not buy stuff. I mean, obviously, tomorrow's New Comic Book Day. I usually go to my LCS to pick up some things, but usually my LCS doesn't get everything on my pull list. So this gives me an excuse to go visit other comic shops and stock up through them. So tomorrow I plan to stock up. And what I try to do is I try and fill up gaps, right? So we went through all of these books today, but I want to kind of, if I sold 20 comics, then I want to go out and buy 20 comics, that kind of a deal, so that I can constantly kind of keep things moving and find new stuff. And the stuff that I didn't sell will sell at a different point. So it's not a big deal. I'm not worried about it. But the more I sell, the easier it is for me to go on and justify buying a big stack of comics versus a small stack. So if you catch this after hours, please message me directly. There's plenty of ways to get in touch with me. If you read the bottom ticker here that is going across every single episode, you can always reach out to me directly and say, hey, Onrie, I wanted these books here. Can you please put them aside if you still have them? I will look and I will make sure. And if I have them, they're yours for the same exact prices that I sell them for here. Unless I let you guys know that I plan to put those books up on eBay, in which case you'll just go on eBay and buy it there. All right. So that's the deal. Okay, we got 2 full racks here. I think I'm going to take all this stuff down and we're going to build another rack, and then I think we're going to call it a night. And I have been watching the heck out of Sopranos. I'm on the final season now of Sopranos. It's my first time watching it, and I'm really, really digging it. It's such a good show. And especially being in that last season, man, it is intense stuff. Very, very good work.
So I've been watching that. What else have I been doing? Well, I got caught up. I had to read a bunch of issues of Aquaman because the newest issue comes out tomorrow, and it's one of the books I'm reviewing for Onrie's Comic Mukbang. So you guys can come by tomorrow night at the same time. So we're going to do 9, but the mukbang reviews, I don't really require a big, it's not a sales show, so it's more of like the hangout place. So, if you're looking to kind of save money, you don't really want to spend a lot of money on the shows, that's the one you want to go check out. So I'll be on the air tomorrow night to talk about this week's comics. I'm going to give you my reviews on them. They are probably going to be pretty spoilery at that point, so because they hit the stands on Wednesdays. So if you're worried about me spoiling something, just let me know in the comments, and I'll try not to spoil it for you while I'm reviewing it. While I'm telling you that Cyclops lost his visor. Again. He lost his visor again. You know what Cyclops really needs? He needs an advisor. Get it? An advisor. All right. I have Huey, Dewey, and Louie from Whitman Comics, number 74, going for $2. Justice League Odyssey, number 8, and number 9. That's going to go for $4. Captain America Going to War Against Drugs. That's $2. Boris the Bear, number 3, is $2. Green Lantern and the Sandman Secret Origins, number 7, is $2. Incredible Hulk 327 is $2. Batman Odyssey number 4. We got Neil Adams on the cover. $2 on that. Prime number 22 is $2. Who's randomly swatting at the ads? Who's doing that? Me? I'm doing that? Some cool comics up here. Oh, the advisor? Yeah, that's right. Cyclops. All right, Curse of the Spawn, number 14 and number 15. That's $4. The Last Wolverine, number 1. Wait, did I get multiples of these? The Last Wolverine, number 1, and Wolverine and Kitty Pryde, number 1. So I guess I got 2 copies of it. X-23, number 8 is $2. Astonishing X-Men number 7 is $2. Kingpin number 4 is $2. The Batman Superman 2021 annual, $2. Sam Marie number 1 from Continuity Comics from Neil Adams, $2. Elektra Root of Evil book 2 is $2. Flash number 36 is $2. Daredevil 235 is $2. We have the Sinestro Corps Special, number 1 is $2. Cosmic Ghost Rider number 2 is $2. I have Red Lanterns number 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's going to go for $8. Does he have that flash? Yes or no? Amazing Spider-Man Renew Your Vows, number 2. That's a really cool cover. $2 on this. Dark Knights of Steel All Winter, number 6 is $2. Metamorpho, the Element Man, number 5. Number 3 and number 5. We got 2 variants here. So here's number 3 and number 5. $4 on those. Okay. Got another flash here that Mr. No cleans. Zach, I love you, buddy. You're awesome. And Josh Williamson is the guy who's writing that. He's a really good writer. Flash Gordon number 14 is $2. I have the Iron Man special tribute issue. That's pretty cool. That's $2. Iron Man 230. This is part of the Armor Wars. $2. That's a good price on that book. Green Arrow 23 is $2. The Tick number 2 is $2. Punisher Noir number 2 and 4. That's going to go for $4. Howard the Human number 1 is $2. Rocket Raccoon and Groot number 1 is $2. Give you guys a second here. Any Craven the Hunter? I had that one Craven book. Get Craven. Man. Was it? I just saw it. There we go. Spider-Man's Get Craven, number 4. That's $2. Let me know if you want that, PJ. Is there any specific Craven the Hunter you're looking for? Anybody else got any special requests of things they're looking for? Okay. PJ's taking it. So just anything with the character in it. Let me see what else I got. Anything with Craven the Hunter. Nope, nothing else. Craven the Hunter. Any other requests? Actually, let me check this other box here. Let me check one more box. If you have a request, let me know. Nope, no Craven. Oh, you wanted to buy the run for me, the one that was signed by J.M. DeMatteis and Mike Zeck. Man, I had a fully signed run. That was for my personal collection. I gave it up. I had it all signed and everything and sold it off to get everything going. I remember that. That made me a very, very sad Onrie. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that for free. Okay, we'll go over the bottom row one more time. These books that I'm about to show off again, these are the books that I started off with at the beginning of the episode. The last time I'm going to show these off. So pick them up now or forever hold thy peace. Daredevil 126 is $3. Detective Comics 515 is $3. Zach, do you have Flash 264? If not, it's going for only $3. Avengers #1 is $3. Batman 500 is $3. Lone Wolf and Cub 18 is $3. Classic X-Men #1 is $3. Spider-Man #5 is $3. This actually is kind of a Craven-oriented story, PJ, just so you know. Moon Knight #35 is $3. Superman 422, got a cool Brian Bolland cover, $3. Spawn 13 is $3. Penguin Triumphant, $3. Mage is $3. And Fantastic Four #300 is $3. A whole bunch of $3 books. Now, that's 3 times 14. Should be able to do this, $42. But how about we do this entire stack here for $35. 35. Actually, let's do it for 32. 32 bucks for 14 comics. Some cool stuff in here. I want to move this entire stack. Okay, you got it? All right, cool. Well, for anybody who wants this big stack of books here, I'll do it all for $32 right now. That's for all the bottom row books that I showed off earlier. While you're thinking about that, I'll show off our FOMO books again. I have formerly known as the Justice League #1 going for $2. Wolverine #50 going for $3. Invincible Iron Man 500 is $3. Death Metal, The Multiverse Who Laughs #1 is $3. Absolute Green Lantern #1 is $3. Star Wars The High Republic, the finale #1 is $3. And Star Wars Shadow of Maul #1 is $6. These are the remaining FOMO books for today. Robin 3000, number 1 and 2, is going to go for only $5. And then don't forget Carnage Reigns. We got Carnage Reigns Alpha, Miles Morales 6, Carnage 13, Red Goblin 5, Carnage 14, Miles 7, Carnage Reigns Omega. If you want the entire stack here, it is $15. $15 for that. Dark Maul off to Zach. It is a nice pickup, Zach. Star Wars finale up there. So we still got the stack here. How about we bring that stack down to $30? $30 for the stack. 14 comics for $30. Again, Fantastic 300 Milestone by John and Sal Buscema. Daredevil 126. Detective 515. Flash 64. Avengers 1. Batman 500. Lone Wolf 18. Classic X-Men number 1. Spider-Man 5. Moon Knight 35. Superman 422, Spawn 13, Penguin, Triumphant, and Mage by Wagner. You get it all. It is just $30. Is it really? I haven't seen it. I have not seen it yet. I want to check it out. We're busy watching Daredevil right now, so that's what's been taking up our attention. Venom the Madness, number 1 through 3. Venom fighting Juggernaut. That's going to go for $15. All right, we are at the end of our show here, guys, and I want to thank you all for showing up tonight. PJ, best deal on that is going to be $15 because if this doesn't sell tonight, honestly, I'm into these books for so much more. I bought them all at cover price. This was an $8 book. This is a $4 book. Most of these are all $4 books. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're at 30. And at 35. This should be, sorry, 8 and 8. That's 16 plus 20. So it's like a $40 set. Okay, 36 is the cover price. But when you factor in tax and everything, this is a $40 lot here that I'm selling off for $15. And this is just from my collection. I've been trying to sell it off forever. No one got it. So I can't go lower than 15 on this. I'm sorry. I wish I could, but, this is already – I'm taking a hit on these right away. This is not stuff I bought from a dollar bin. Yeah, because I know that the Clone Wars was really popular. A lot of people really like that. All right, so we are at the end of our show here. Let's see, PJ, did you get a spin? 16, 18, 20. You were $1 away from a spin. My good man. So that being said, we're going to close out the show because no one's got in. Oh, wait, what's it? No worries. So we're going to close out the show now. No one got a spin on the wheel tonight. No worries. We had a great show. You guys were all here. I appreciate that so very much. You guys are awesome. Actually, he did claim it. He claimed the Carnages. All right. Man, I was going to go and place that on eBay. Guess not. Okay. Congratulations. It's yours. I just want to get it out of here. All right. It's yours. So PJ won a spin on the wheel. So let us do this. We got the wheel skid bar.
It's time to spin the wheel of skid bar.
All right, I am spinning for PJ. PJ gets some free swag. I am going to hook him up with an issue of The Onion. PJ, you get the onion. All right. I will be back on the air. No worries, man. It's all good. I will be back on the air tomorrow to review this week's new comics. Get out to your local comic shops tomorrow. Read these books. Come on, and we can have a discussion about them. We're going to talk about them. I'm going to give you my thoughts on them. You guys want to know what I think about the new comics that are coming out. I'm very fair with my reviews. I don't like to, pick on things unless Cyclops doesn't have his visor. Then I really lose my shit. But other than that, everything is totally, fair game. And, I know how hard it is to make these comics. So I always look for something positive in every single comic I read. And, we talk about it. We pull it apart. I'll show you the things that I really like. And there's a reason why I'm going out and buying these comics every week, because I find it entertaining. I enjoy comics. I love reading comics. And I love building up collections, and I love finding stuff to plug your collections with. This is the one thing that I have so much fun doing. And whether we sell a lot of books or we sell very few books, the fact that I get to be a small part of your day and then I get to help you get anything at all really means the world to me. So I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here tonight. Again, I'll be on tomorrow for Onrie's mukbang comic reviews at the same time I was on tonight. So 7 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Mountain Time, 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. Getting feedback that you guys want me to kind of come on a little bit earlier. I'll see what I can do about that. So definitely next week I'll have some flexibility on that front. But this week I got the kids, so I kind of, the hours of 7 and 9 my time are really kind of like when I get to spend time with the kids after school and make sure they do their homework and feed them dinner and just hang out with them for a little bit. So that time is really precious for me. So that's why we're going on a little bit later. And back in my experience days, that was when, I was going on because of that. So it was a way of being consistent. Now that I'm doing everything on my own network, we can kind of move the times around whenever I want. But still, I got to be mindful of when the kids are at school and everything. So I can't just say, hey, we're going to do 7 to 9, because that time kids come first. So family first. So I will try and move my schedule around a little bit and get on a time when I can actually be present with you guys and when you guys can be present with me, so we can sell off some more of these comics. So next week for sure, I'll move my time back to a more reasonable hour, and I'll be back on the air. Oh, that's awesome, PJ. Yeah, send me a picture of your office. That's great. And I will see you guys on Thursday for another episode of Kickin' It. This one's my afternoon show, and it kicks off at 11 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Mountain Time, 1 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow I'm going to go hit up a comic shop. I don't know which one yet, because I definitely need to buy a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to buy a bunch of comics, do some back issue diving, build out my collection, build out your collection, and I will see you guys on Thursday and tomorrow too. So be sure to tune in for the mukbang reviews. And if you guys haven't seen the intro for the mukbang reviews, I'll just show it to you guys real quick so you guys can see it.
My name is Onrie Compen. You've seen me sell comics. I want to buy this comic.
Too bad, because that comic sucks!
You're watching Onrie's Comic Mukbang Reviews. Prepare to get banged.
And that's how we're gonna kick it off. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good night. I love you all. Thank you for being